Welcome back, guys. We're going to talk about the third and final macro today. It is fats. We all love fat. I love fat. And it's going to be real key to your diet. It's the final component. There in the 80s, fat was kind of put to the side. It was considered that's what caused heart disease. That has been debunked, and I'm glad we're moving forward. Hopefully I can get you guys onto learning to like fats, but there is a certain kind of fat I want you to kind of eat. Fat is really calorie dense. We're looking at 9 calories per gram. Why so dense? I think it's probably back when we were in the caveman days. We would hunt for our food. We didn't know when we were going to get our last meal. So when we got fat, it kept us full. It kept us, giving us that energy to go back out into the wild and hunt. Today, it's not like that. We are overcome with access to fat, and it sneaks up on you. So that's why it got to such a bad reputation, and the quality of the fat has gotten worse. Why? Because man got their hands in on it. But we need it. It is great for insulation for our organs. It is has all kinds of vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D. It's a key component to our body. We need it. Our brains are made of fat. There's 2 types of fat, saturated and unsaturated. Unsaturated breaks down into mono and poly. Examples of saturated fat would be like animal fat, or something really dense that's solid at room temperature like coconut butter. Mono fat is like avocados and nuts. Poly would be omega-3 oils and omega-6 oils like found in fish. Saturated fat has gotten a bad reputation as bad fat. The reason for that, though, is humans have put their stamp on it, and they added a hydrogen or like ion to it. Like margarine. Think margarine. It does not process in your body that well, and you get tax and tax attack. That's what dries up your cholesterol, HDLs. I'm not going to get into all that, but that's what makes it bad. But we've been eating it for years. Think caveman. We've been eating it for years. So the quality of it is what counts. I continue to eat saturated fats, but just in a certain ratio. Mono and poly, they're the good fats. I'm going to go into poly. Mono fats are like avocados and nuts. Poly, think omega-3 and omega-6. I'm going to dive into those a little bit. Omega-6 is like an inflammatory part. It'll constrict your blood vessels, make your lungs kind of squeeze. It just gives you that inflammation. You're like, well, why do I need those? Well, you do need them to counterbalance the omega-3. The omega-3 will combats inflammation. Today's diet, the Western diet, it's not as efficient as caveman. In the caveman days, it was like 1-to-1. Now it's 20-to-1 inflammation versus not. So we got to try to balance that out. How do you do that? You take a supplement. There's not much more to tell you about it, but I'm going to give you some key take-home points. Where do you get your sources from? Real food. Real food always. I'm going to say that every time. And what does that look like? Nuts, seeds, grass-fed beef or meats, fresh eggs, avocados. Get your fats from there. Now, be careful with the volume of fat. It's so calorie dense. It can sneak up on you. And like I said, 9 calories per gram, that can go up real fast. You got to count what you're cooking with. A lot of people just slap it in, put it in the pan. You got to weigh it, guys. You got to measure it. And that's the problem with eating out. You don't know what they're putting in. Eat lean meats, like trim it off, skinless chicken, then add your fat after and then count it. That would be a huge tip for me. And finally, get an omega-3 supplement. I take one every day. It just helps with the inflammation, and I get my polysaturated fat. Okay guys, I got some examples of some fats that will help you with measurements and help you with a guide to how much you should add. And maybe you might learn that there might be some sneaky weights or that can creep into your daily calorie event. So everything on here minus this and this is 10 grams of fat. So when you look at it, you can see how little they actually are. So here, little package of guacamole, only 10 grams. These are really convenient because you can scan them and just to go, use them to dip your vegetables, put them on a sandwich, but it's just already pre-weighed and measured, really good for taking out. These are pumpkin seeds. They have a really high fat content, but again, a great snack, and it'll keep you full longer. This is all 10 grams. Now, I threw this in here because this is exactly, well, it says on the package, 10 grams of fat. So one of these has at least like a whole content of 10 grams that you can see maybe that much butter is in that one thing of a biscuit. Moving down here, this is like the saturated fats. They're hard at room temperature, but coconut, as long as it's cold pressed or is more natural, it's better. You can see that if you're going to cook, you could just throw that right in the pan, and then you're already almost used up your fat content for your meal. Olive oil, look how dense this is. There's only 2 teaspoons in this. And how many people throw that in the pan, fire up the chicken, and then add it on top? Butter, same thing. Butter on toast, I bet you someone probably puts that on their toast or whatever they're using on their potato. You have to count for it. This is my favorite. So peanut butter. So when I go to measure my peanut butter, I look and go, oh, 1 tablespoon. Whoop! What's 1 tablespoon? That's why you got to be careful. Use the gram measurements. It's 15 grams. I measured that. I'll be honest, I could do that 1 gulp on a slice of apple. So you just got to be careful. That's why it can sneak up on you. Now, to the whole food. This can of tuna has only 2.5 grams of fat in it. So this is what I was talking about, having lean meats and then adding your fat into it. You throw a little guacamole in here and mix it up, right on the money. This is a whole avocado. It's really hard to weigh, the whole thing, so that's why you have to peel it, weigh it. But this here has 30 grams of fat. So, you know, this is like 3 times as much as this. The other thing I don't have is omega-3 fish oil. I take that in liquid form. You can get gel caps, but you have to weigh it and measure it as well as count it in your daily macros. You can get it at Costco, not the liquid form. You can get the caplets there. I get mine at Supplement King. It's good for like 30, 40 days in the fridge. I just take a shot, and you're done for the day. Try to add some fat to your diet. Be smart about it. As long as you weigh and measure, you're fine. So good luck through the week. Be smart about weighing and measuring your fats, and good luck. Happy cooking. That's so weird.
Happy cooking.
Happy cooking.